let's take a couple of deep breaths together. So if this is your first time live, this is kind of what we do at the start. Fildy, second time live. Hi, beautiful. Octavia, hi, gorgeous woman. So at the start, how I like to open circle is we just breathe together. So it's just starting to take some really big, deep breaths. And basically this is a time for you to say, okay, I'm here now. I'm fully present. If there's any time in my day today that I'm going to be present and I'm going to switch off everything else, can you give yourself permission to do it now? I know some of you are driving or some are at work, but if you can, and in whatever little way that you can, switching off all the outside noise, like can you just be in one place at one time for a tiny little bit? And that's my invitation to you. And my invitation to you is also to breathe and feel as we go through what we're going to go through today. So for those of you who are new, I try to give you as much as I can. This isn't just like a me spewing out blah, blah, blah. Like I try to give us an experience. And so this is an invitation to open up to the experience of this conversation, of this live stream, of this circle. So how we feel, how I feel, my intention around this, and I know like 85 or 95% of you who are on this live stream with me, or even listening later to podcast or watching clips of the video later, hold this intention of I'm actually stepping into circle. Like I'm actually stepping into a space where it's women's business. It's big women's business, and it can be as big or as little as you like. It's kind of your intention around it. So it's kind of your intention. You could hold the intention of like, I'm just gonna listen to this crazy woman yammer on about the mother wound for a minute. Or you can say, I'm stepping into circle with these women who are here, who are holding this big space and who come here every week to step into circle, to go into places within that maybe have not gone within, holding this intention that we do all of this in our highest good, in a way to open us to our fullness, right? So the intention is opening up to our allness, your unique allness, my unique allness, the woman sitting beside you in this circle, her unique allness, right? That's what we're doing here. And so you can come into circle going like, I'm just gonna listen to some girl yammer on about something. Or you can go, okay, I'm actually gonna step into this for myself. It's not for me. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for anybody else, but for you, right? Like I'm showing up for me. I'm gonna switch off everything else and I'm gonna be here because this has the potential to change my life. But you've got to come into it with that intention and that holding. Okay, so let's open up circle, right? So we're breathing into womb space. Let's breathe womb space, right? We're talking mother. We're talking like big earth mama, Ceres, Gaia, like the depths, that connection. So I want to breathe womb first for just a minute, and then I want to go down to root chakra, right? So breathing. This is just opening up the body. We spend so much time here, la 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 la, left brain thinking. We've got all of this other wisdom, right? So we're just opening up to the depths, like the wisdom in our bones. That's what we're going for. And so a way to access wisdom, deep woman's wisdom, and the wisdom in our bones is to physically breathe and to physically open our body. So just doing that, right? Just breathing. You might be sitting in your chair, rolling around. You might be standing and breathing and opening, right? I don't care what you're doing. Just breathing and opening, right? This is our chance to, this little exercise is a way to step into the feminine, is a way to start to open up to maybe other aspects of self that you've not opened to before. By the way, just coming and being with women who are open to their feminine and different aspects opens the door automatically and naturally for you. So just sitting in this circle, right? Just holding that intention of I've come to big mama sacred woman space and just being in this energy. There's this vortex of energy that we're stepping into. That's that's what we're doing. Like, this is why I'm talking us into it and opening this circle and inviting you to open your body, inviting you to breathe, right? So I love these comments stepping in. Michelle, heck yeah, sister. Glenn, hello to Scotland. I love Scotland, by the way. I've not been to Scotland, but I'm dying to get to Scotland. So just continuing to open the body, continuing to breathe, and continuing to step in for you. So for those of you who've maybe just joined or just found us, what we're doing is we're saying yes to stepping into circle, saying yes to stepping into our allness, right? And just aligning all of our energetics to here to now, and kind of giving self a commitment, like, hey self, I'm gonna give this to you today. Like, my commitment to you is I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be open to what comes up, and I'm gonna breathe and I'm gonna open my body. So that's all we're doing. And then the other thing that we oftentimes do in Rewilding Circle, before I dive into the hidden mother wounds, is let's get some scrumptious yumminess, right? Because we might just dive into some stuff that hurts a little bit or can be a little bit painful to see. And so scrumptious yumminess is just like feeling your heart, feeling it expand. Can you breathe it open, right? Can you think of someone you love or something you love? Can be a pet, can be a tree, can be a person, can be a kid. Think of something you love, imagine it in front of you, and you just pour that love on, right? So that kind of helps to open the heart. Now start to pour the love onto self, right? So we're just filling, like we're filling our cup, right? I'm pouring the love into our circle. So just pouring the love, that's it, pouring the love to self, pouring the love to these sisters who are sitting beside you. There's 100 women in circle right now from all around the world. It's pretty cool. And so pouring the love into these women who are sitting beside you, who've said like, yes, I'm gonna come and hang out. I'm gonna take my chances on this rewilding thing, and I'm gonna see what this mother wound is all about, and if I've got some hidden bits. So kudos to all of you for being here, whether you're here live or you're watching later. Kudos to you for saying yes to something that has wound in the title, right? Like doing the work. So first and foremost, just a pat on the back for saying like, hey, I'm in to create a better life for myself. I'm in to step into my allness and whatever I've got to do to open to more. Because sometimes it's not always super pretty. Sometimes it is, right? So sometimes the opening up to more is orgasmic and it's ecstatic and it's joy-filled and it's bliss-filled and it's more like an awakening and openings, and you just fall into this love space of, holy smokes, like, I understand when they say everything is love. Right? And other times, the opening and the awakening and the stepping into allness is like, oh boy, that's a bit painful. That's a bit painful to see how I have shut my heart down around that, out of this wounding thing that happened to me. Like, wow, that's a bit painful to see that I actually just shut down and I go stone cold, or I do other kinds of wild things. So from this huge love space, I want to take us in to some of these more hidden aspects of the mother wound. And you may think they're not hidden. This might not be new to you. We're all at very different places. So we might go through this and you're like, this is nothing new. But I still invite you to go into this from an experiential, open standpoint. So even if the stuff that I'm sharing might not sound new to your left brain, feel it. Feel it. I don't want you to say, I already knew that. Perfect that you knew it. I love that you knew it. Have you felt it? Have you opened to it? Have you gotten honest with yourself about it? Are you able to see clearly? Because we can see an other 1,000 times better than we can see self. Right? How many of you can relate to that? Like, yep, I can see the defenses going on in somebody else. I can see their shit all day long, right? I can see them acting from a wounded place or blah, 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 fill in the blanks. But then when it comes to like seeing self, so that months can go down the line, you're like, And someone, like a friend will just go like, hey, so yeah, kind of been noticing this thing that you've been doing. And you're like, oh, didn't even see it. Oh my God. Like, and it's hardest to see self, right? That's why every spiritual master will say the path, any path, every like religious tradition, I don't care which path or which tradition you're feeling into, will say, know thyself, right? And it's the hard, it sounds like the easiest thing, but it's the hardest thing. So I invite you, as we go into this, to feel what's coming up for you. And that's it. You just feel. This is an experience. It's just feeling. And it's what gets triggered in you, what gets set off, what comes up. And can you feel more? If tears come up, can you let it come? All of that's cleansing, opening, releasing, right? All of that is part of stepping into the allness, is what needs to be let go of. What are the blocks? What's holding you back? And then how does the body do that to let go? This isn't just on a mental level, like, well, we're going to talk it out. This is about the depths of the body, right? This is body wisdom. This is deeper. This goes beyond the mental realm. This goes into the emotional realm, the psychic realm, the physical realm. That we're going into all of the layers, the whole thing, the spiritual realm. Like, we're doing that. So I encourage you to hold all of that in your awareness as we start to step into this. All right. Now, I love all the hearts, by the way. Like, I just love what we're co-creating together. And I'm super grateful for all of your comments. So all of you are keep commenting, keep hitting like hearts, keep doing whatever you want to do, keep chatting. A lot of times sharing things is useful, not just for you, but for others reading. So you may share something that may trigger off something else in another woman, and that is the biggest gift that you could give her. Or you reading something, you may get gifted by reading something, or you sharing something may be a gift for yourself because it's something in you that's being witnessed and being shared and being seen, and there's power in the witness. So I'm going to encourage you to just comment, share, like, do whatever. I'm going to kind of stay focused in where we're going and opening up the doors for us, and then hopefully at the end we'll have time for questions. So that's kind of how I like to do it. And when you do leave a question at the end, put 3 question marks. And don't do it until the end, until I open it up, because I won't see them and I can't scroll through all of the comments. Okay, so let's dive into this. Taking a big mama deep breath. First, let's feel into Ceres. And I say that because right now, astrologically, you probably all know that we're sitting in an eclipse season. So we just had an eclipse yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this. We had an eclipse on the 31st of January. There's another eclipse coming on the 15th of February. We are in this extraordinarily potent, like lightning bolt time. So eclipse season, just without any of the energetics, the specific energetics, like where are the planets, where are the asteroids, what's going on there, just any eclipse is about bringing up the hidden. Hence today's topic being the hidden wounds of the mother. Because eclipses bring up the hidden, right? Like you can see, like the sun gets in, hides the moon hides the sun. That's eclipse. That's the nature of eclipse. And what's beautiful is how our psyches and how the collective responds to it. So if it's happening out there, it's happening in here. You don't have to believe in astrology. I don't care. Throw it out. But if it's happening out there energetically, you bet your butt it's happening in here. It's just how conscious of it are we. So we've got this extraordinary window of time when that which is hidden is coming up to the surface. So things that we normally couldn't see about ourselves, we're able to see. The veils are thin, really thin. So the veils into that which is hidden in us is thin. So it's kind of like this stuff is bubbling up and we can see it in ways that we've never seen it before. One of those things that's bubbling up this is a deep one. So I'm going to go into this, and it's so hidden. And I don't think I can do this episode without talking about the bit that's so fucking hidden. I'm sorry to swear. My mom hates when I swear, and there are other people that hate when I swear, but it comes out sometimes, and I'm really sorry. So please just plug your ears if you don't like it. But I'm really, 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 really ferociously roaring about some of this stuff, and it's hidden. And if this is your first episode of Rewilding, we kind of go into a lot of the stuff that's taboo, or that's hidden, or that we're not yet talking about, or it's not comfortable to talk about. And I want to talk about it. And I'm going to just go there right now because I can't hold back anymore. It's going to like burn up my system if I don't talk about it. So what happened in Sedona, we were just in Sedona. We had this amazing circle of women come together, a 2-day workshop, working in this eclipse energy, working through the different faces of the feminine. We did 6 archetypal energies, brought in the divine masculine, did the sacred union, beautiful work. What happened was the mother came roaring, energetically, astrologically. Ceres, which is Earth Mother, she's linked to Gaia. Ceres is Demeter, right? So it's like Earth, big Earth Mama. This is like big mama, not personal mother, but big mama. She's standing next to the moon during the eclipse. They're like this astrologically. So out in the sky, Ceres and the moon are conjunct, like they're on top of each other. So, and the moon, right? And in an eclipse and any time is hidden, the hidden realms. So Ceres is getting illuminated by what's hidden. Oftentimes moon can be shadow as well. So what I'm watching and what I witnessed happening is the hidden shadow of the mother is roaring like it's nobody's business. Now, how does this relate to day-to-day? By the way, also on the North Node. So for those of you who are astrology inclined, you know what North Node is. So it's Moon, Ceres, North Node. That's intense. Those of you who don't know astrology, you don't need to know this. Future visions, that's North Node. Future visions, where we're headed to, soul's purpose, future visions, like where it is that we're going. So for you, as an individual, this is a really, really potent time about what are my past life gifts, right? What did I come in, and you don't have to believe in past lives or karma or anything like that, but it's what did you come in with? What innate wisdom is in your body? What gifts were you born? Like, what did you come in here with and to cultivate? So some of us are natural healers. Some of us are natural seers. Some of us are natural athletes, right? We all came in with this like beautiful mixture of innate talents and innate things that want to express through us, right? So innate gifts that they're not just here for us, they're here for our loved ones, they're here for those we're meant to serve, whoever it is that we're meant to serve. And so us cultivating these gifts. So this eclipse right now, we're being asked to open up to the gifts of the past, South Node, right? What you came in with. Then we're being asked to bring it out. So what we open up to these gifts, clean out the lines, open up to the gifts, my magic starts to open. Now, what do I want to do with it in the world? Yeah, so the athlete opens up. Okay, great, you've come in and you're this gifted athlete. Now what sport do you play? Right? Do you play tennis? Do you play football? Do you play soccer? Like, how does it want to manifest into the world? And then, do you play a team sport? Do you play a solo sport? Do you go off on your own? Do you train here? Do you go for the US? Do you play Olympics, or do you play professional sports? Do you go for the money, or do you go for the gold medals? Right? Like, now there's a bunch of ways it can express. And so that's what we're in. So we're in this gorgeous energy of opening up to these gifts of the past. The portals are thin, right? The South and North nodes are a big part of this eclipse energy. So opening up to those portals, clearing out the lines. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid to step into, right? What's holding you back from your bigness? What's keeping you playing it small, right? So we're being asked to clean out whatever the heck is in the way, all the gunk, the rubble, so that we can then play for the Olympic team, or we can play for the Jets. I don't have a clue why I say the Jets. I don't even like the Jets, but the Jets, right? Or whoever. So we're in this place and feeling that, right? So this is a great practice to do over the next couple of weeks, is just sit in that. Listen to this episode over and over and over again. Sit in that, feel into that. What bubbles up? Write down. What am I being called to do? What's arising in me? What gifts are showing up for me, right? All of that, because it's here. It's all bubbling up and it's all coming. Now, the thing about it is Big Mama is sitting up there on the North Node. So she's sitting up there on future visions, which is beautiful and brilliant. So Earth Mama, you can like feel into her. Earth Mama, she's about fertility. So to have her, goddess of fertility, on our North Node, like fertilizing our future visions, what it is that we want to create in the world, like hell yeah. How good is that? So there's this glorious aspect to Ceres being there, but she's conjunct the moon. So whilst she wants to fertilize, she wants to make you pregnant with the creation that you want to create, right? So also feeling into Ceres from a standpoint of she's natural rhythms, right? She understands pregnancy, fertility, conception, pregnancy, birthing, natural rhythms. So if you're creating something, what is the natural energy? Where are you at in the process? And can you honor it and not push, right? Like no pushing. Where are you at? So she's there, which is glorious, right? She's got natural rhythms going on. She's wanting to fertilize and to open and to unconditionally love. So she also holds this like Big Mama support base to unconditionally love whatever it is you're bringing in the world. So you can feel like when you have good family support behind you, you can manifest more in the world. You can give more, right? You've got this unconditional loving mother behind you who's saying like, yeah, I believe in you. Like I believe in you when you don't believe in you. And she's there, right? She's loving the crap out of you. And you're like, yeah, helps you to create more. So why on earth do we need to talk about the hidden aspects of the mother wounding? Because it's gonna get in the way. So if Ceres, did you feel all that beauty, all that support, all that nourishment that's there? If she's distorted, you're not gonna get that, right? If those lines aren't clear, if your relationship to the mother isn't clear, that's not gonna come. The lines are gonna clog. She's not standing behind you. The lines are clogging. And so because the moon is there and because it's part of the eclipse, it is this amazing time for us to go into the shadow of the mother, right? So you think about another face of the mother, like the wicked mother, the nasty mother, the mother who's actually standing in front of your future visions going like, you cannot do that. You are not enough. That it's not possible for you to do that. You're not talented enough. You're not old enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not enough. You're not going to do it. That's what's coming up. That's what's coming up in this eclipse, is this other face of the mother, right? The not loving mother. The mother who wasn't whole unto herself, so she can't love unconditionally. So the mother who stands there and she's actually disempowering her daughter or her son because it's too scary for her to empower, or she's in an unhealthy way getting power from taking away your power, right? Right? I know that some of you can relate to this because I'm seeing the hearts and I'm seeing crying. Like, heck yeah, sister, you keep crying, right? You keep crying. If this is bringing up stuff for you, you keep crying. And this is not going to bring up stuff for everybody because not everybody has that dynamic with the mother. I'm going to go into other shadows. So this is coming up. And it's coming up, and it's beautiful that it's coming up. It's coming up so that we can see it, heal it, look at it, let that crap go, right? So that we can fall into this unconditional love of the mother. So mother is now standing behind us like, I've got your back. You can do anything. And when you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you, right? And she's infusing you with love and nourishment. She's not standing in front of you taking your power because she's not whole yet, right? Do you feel that? So now feeling into where else is mother not whole? Where else was she pulling, or where else is the mother pulling from from you? Might be emotional support, right? It might be that, like here, good healthy earth mama, she can hold your emotions, right? Like you're going into like emotional, like, oh, I'm really nervous about this future endeavor. And she can hold that space. She can love you right through it. She has the ability to shift those emotions because she can hold them. She's not reacting to them. Whereas unwhole mother, you start to go into those emotions and she reacts. Maybe she has a meltdown, right? So your emotions are too big for mom. And now mom is like, she's crying. You're the one who's got the problem. You're the one who's shit scared of your future, but now mom's crying. So mom's now lost the plot. So you don't get to lose the plot. You've got to now turn around and hold mom, right? So you're cradling mom, you're cuddling mom, you're cradling like, oh, let me now nurture you and hold your emotions. Let me hold the big space for you. Right? I know some of you can relate to this because I can see all the hearts for this one. This is another hidden aspect. So when was it that that mom maybe wasn't disempowering you or telling you you weren't enough? Mom wasn't able to hold your emotional state. She couldn't hold her own emotional state. So now it turns into your holding, right? Where did that happen? How does that happen? Okay, so those are two aspects of the hidden that's coming out, right? Two aspects of the hidden that's coming out. Now here's another one, is this healthy mom is here, right? Big Ceres, big earth mama, and she's got unconditional love, unconditional support. She's fueling you, right? She's fueling you. She's like, yes, my child, go and create. Yes, my child, go and create. I gave you life so you can go and create. Now, where does mama stand behind you going, yes, my child, go and create, but then come back and love me. Yes, my child, go and create, but then come back and give me credit. Yes, my child, go and create, but I need to be seen. I need credit. I need to be loved. I need it to come back to me. I need more from you, and it's not enough. It's never enough, right? Like you're out here and you're like, and mom's like, I want some credit. I need some love. Where's my love, right? Like, good that you're out here doing this thing, but you better keep coming back to me because I need, what is it that mom needs? And she's pulling, she needs. So what about that? Because if it's unconditional earth, big mama, right? It's just go forth, my child. I don't need to be seen. And it doesn't have to come back to me because the giving is the receiving, right? This is the high bit. This is the divine expression of the mother. The giving is the receiving. And I don't need to be seen because that's little self. That's little ego. That's ego shit, right? Now this is high love. This is high love. There are not many women on this planet who can love from this space where ego doesn't get in the way. Little self, like ego is a weird way to talk about, not weird, but sometimes we get mixed up around that. But like little self, like, and fair enough, right? Like fair enough that mom wants to be seen. Fair enough that mom wants to be loved, but not in a way that hurts or diminishes child and child's mission. Right? We came in here with soul contracts. We came in here with a soul contract of how it is that we come into our allness, how it is that we express divinity through us, right? Like we've got a soul contract. Like you came in and you signed up to be that woman's child. So here's another bit, is to stop blaming. This is another part of what's going on here, is this hidden bit, is as the child, now we've talked about mom, as the child, how often do we blame, right? It's not me. It's not me. It's so easy. It is so easy to put it out there. It is so easy to say mom did it. It's so easy to say I got that from mom. I don't care if you got it from mom. I don't give a shit if it was absorbed through your DNA, your lineage. I don't care if it was psychically absorbed. I don't care if it was hammered into your head. You have choice. If you're watching this live stream, I'm pretty sure you're an adult. You have choice. You've got choice. You can stay in the pattern, and that's fine. That's fine. That's choice, right? That's choice. But you can choose to own where you're at with it, to own how much you're saying yes to the icky bits. How much are you allowing the icky bits? Where are your boundaries? What is your choice around the enmeshment? The unhealthy enmeshment or the healthy enmeshment. This is you. It's not about her or them. You're giving away your power. Every time you say, mom did this to me, or mom this, or mom that, or da-da, you are giving away your power. You're giving away your choice, and you're giving away your freedom to transcend all of the wounds, right? Do you feel that? Do you see that? Every time you're going outside of you. So this is your journey. This is you. You're the one who's here sitting in circle with me. You're the one who said yes, right? You're the one. Mom may not say yes to transcending this stuff. Mom may not say yes to healing wounds. That's her journey. That is her soul contract, right? We all came in with our own soul contracts. That is hers. And you gotta honor hers. Honor the crap out of it and love her for it. Honor the fact and own the fact that you chose. You chose her for a mother. You chose it. You chose all of it. You chose her messiness. You chose the stuff you absorbed in her womb. You chose it. You chose it. You needed it. For your experience in this lifetime, you chose it. But now you've got choice. What do you choose next? Do you choose to stay in it? Do you choose not to? How the heck can you love this woman and start to see that she loved the best way that she could? The best way that she could at that time, with what she was dealt, with what she had absorbed, with the patterning that she came in with. She did the best that she could with what she had. Full stop. There's no arguing that. There is no arguing that. That's fact, right? And it could have been a really shitty job. She could have abandoned you. She could have abused you. It could have been a really shitty job. It's still the best that she could have done. And now it's to own it yourself and to choose, okay, that was the card I was dealt. Those were the cards I was dealt. That's what I chose to come in with. What do I choose going forward? What do I choose? Do I choose to be here in these kinds of circles? Do I choose to go in to the archetypes of Ceres, right? Like us working with these archetypes clears it out. Those of you working in Inner Circle, we do Ceres this month. We do the Eclipse Workshop. We're doing the work to clear it out. That's taking choice. That's saying, yes, I'm in. I'm in to move out of this. I'm in to walk into my future visions without this hidden mother stuff in the way, right? No limits, no limits, no limits. I'm in, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to step into the place of the healthy, healed, unconditional, loving mother. Whatever it takes for me to get to that place and to feel that within myself so I can give that to my children. So the best that I can do in this moment is better than what it was yesterday, right? Or I'm creating something else and I'm birthing something else. You may not be birthing a child, but I promise you, you're birthing something in this world. You're creating something, right? Whether it's a knick-knack or a craft or a art or a business or a job or a relationship or a family, whatever it is, like you're creating something, you're mothering something. So where is that in you? How open are those lines? What's going on? And the clearer that line is, right? Like Ceres is sitting on the North Node. She's sitting there going like, What can I give you to help you to manifest your dreams? But we got to do the work to get it clear. And that's it. And so now it's just choice. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's do questions. I want to end there, and I'll answer some questions. Remember, 3 question marks. That helps me just to know that it's a question, because sometimes comments are there too. So if you do 3 question marks, then I'll know. Also, while I'm waiting for questions to show up, because it takes a little while for things to translate over onto my screen, for those of you who are going like, I'm in, like, yes, I'm willing to do this work, find a way to do the work. What's resonating with you? What's calling to you? What circle is calling to you? What sort of practices or work is calling to you? If rewilding is calling to you, if working with me is calling to you, if this kind of circle is singing to you, join the inner circle. Like, there's no excuses. There's really not. Like, we have transcended time and space to do the inner circle. It's online. You can do it anytime. We go into this every month. We hold big space. And so find it, right? Like, don't just come to a live stream here and say like, wow, I get it, and then don't do anything with it, right? If you feel it, do it. Follow whatever threads, right? It might be there's this book that's screaming to you, or you might go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do some Google searching around this, or oh my God, I need to write my mom a letter, or do it. Don't stop here. Don't just listen to Sabrina get all fired up about what's possible and then ditch out. Go do it. Whatever that step is, I don't care what it is, right? If it's a Google, if it's a write a letter, if it's join inner circle, do it. Like, do it. Just follow it. This is part of women's intuition. This is part of us building up our intuition. Is you get the hit, you've got to follow the thread. You can't just like get the hit and then ignore it. That shuts intuition down, right? Do you see how that works? This is like building a muscle. So you get the hit of, oh shit, I really got to write mom a letter. You write the letter. Then you get even more aligned with your intuition and your big mama wisdom, right? Like big feminine intuition wisdom that goes on. And then you're here, you wrote the letter. And then the next thing, I need to, and then you do it. And now even more opens. Instead of standing here going like, write the letter. No, I'm not gonna write the letter. Like, okay. Nothing happened, right? That's following the breadcrumb trail. Okay, so I know that there's questions now. I know that I've seen, what should be our first step? Annie, I think I just answered that, sister. You gotta feel it, right? Like, you just feel. And it will be different for every single one of you on this live stream. It will be totally different. You got to feel what's sung to you, what sings to you, what's singing to you, where do you want to go? You got to feel it and trust it. Like there's going to be you'll get a little flicker of where's the next breadcrumb? What is the next step for me? Okay. How would you work with these same archetypes to work through hidden father wounds? And it's really similar. I would say, right, astrologically right now, those doors aren't open. When they are, I will definitely be doing workshops around that, and I will definitely be doing stuff in Inner Circle around that. But it's similar to this. An archetype that you would work with for father is Saturn. Saturn holds the father wounding, the patriarchy, the masculine, all of that stuff. So similar fashion, but different practices, different exercises. It's a different connection. So it's not this like earthy, big, deep mama. It's a different kind of connection. Great question though. Okay, I think I've just scrolled up too far. First step. How do you deal with emotional, spiritual fatigue when opening this stuff up? Emily, that's a great question. Self-care, 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 self-care. Know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. So my self-care is very different to what your self-care is. So for me, it's everything in my life is as clean as possible. Always always has been, always will be. So everything in my life, my food is as clean as possible, my water is as clean as possible, my workouts are right, like I'm really dedicated to working out, to moving my body. I'm really dedicated to meditating. Meditate. And it's not just that sitting there in Om silent meditation, meditations that support and nourish. I would say that's probably number one, is everything as clean as it can be, right? You don't want to be clogging up your system with like sugar and preservatives and drinking really crappy water, or not drinking enough water, drinking a whole shit ton of coffee. You're making it hard on your system, right? Also, what sort of neurological stuff can you clean out? So especially when we're doing these like big rewiring, this opening up to like all the chakras and all the actual energy that runs through our body, how can we support our nervous system? Do you need to get in water? Do you need to shut off the computer? Get off of the computers and the screen. Do you need to get outside? Do you need to earth? Get your feet on the ground. What do you need to do to support nervous system? Are there people in your life that need to go? Is there some drama crap that's just like hanging on that's not supportive in your life? Is there a lot of like chatty stuff that is hampering your nervous system? So that's another thing I would feel into, and it's personal for everybody. Some people are fine being really wired with electricity and computers, and some people get really nourished by having lots of others around, whereas others are like, I just need to be solo in the woods with no electronics, on my own and nothing, because that to me is what supports my nervous system. Okay, I hope that helped a little bit, Emily. Also, the other thing is having people you can talk to, having a support group you can talk to, right? Even if it's like inner circle women for rewilding, we have a support system. So having others who hold an intention that you hold. So something similar to your opening, you're on this path, and someone you can talk to about it. So having that ability, right? Soul friends, or friends, sisters, women, even men who can understand the path. And you can have those conversations with and be held. Sometimes we need to be held, right? Like we need a good friend who we can talk to about the crazy stuff that's going on. Okay. How to approach my sister who is affected with me and this mother wound. Andrea, I would say any other family members, it is also their journey. So that's the other thing that we always have to respect first and foremost, is simply because I'm feeling that I'm at a place in my life to heal mother wound, to open to the unconditional loving mother, and to do whatever sort of derubbling or rewiring it takes for me to come into the divine expression of mother and of daughter, right? So there's that as well. Simply because I'm in that place doesn't mean my sister's in that place. She's got a whole different path and a whole different soul contract on what she's doing here, how much she's here to work on, what she wants to open to, what she wants to experience. And so it's pretty much honoring her path, honoring your path, having those open conversations, not pushing, right? It's an invitation, like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Does it sing to you? Does it resonate? You want to chat about it? And she may go like, I don't want to chat about that, not interested. You got to respect that and honor and not get hurt by it, right? Like it can't hurt you. It's just that's your path. And if we're asking someone to honor our path, right? So you're in a way asking her to honor what it is that you want to go through, what it is that you want to experience and transcend and heal and open and awaken to. If we're asking someone to honor our path, we've got to give them the same. So it's, I hope that helps. Jane, when you only can see the good in your mom, how do you get in touch with all the negative? Jane, I would say, I love that question. For me, I'm at a place with my mom as well where like I literally just love, we weren't always like that, right? I wasn't always like that with my mom, but it's just this, I genuinely just love this woman. And Jane, if that's the case, you just keep loving her. And if there's only the good and there's only the positive, then you just love that. Something that I will say until it changes. So something may come up at some point where it's just time to see something that we maybe never saw in our personal moms or in that personal relationship to mom. And so being open to that, not pushing it, but just being open to it. The other thing, Jane, is to feel into, it's not just with personal mom. So can also be, what is our relationship to the collective mom? So possibly even stepping out of personal mom and feeling into collective mom, or you can feel into the wounds of Gaia. You can feel into those wounds of Mother Earth. You can feel, so this was one of my experiences in Sedona, which is pretty trippy, and I didn't think I was going to talk about this part, but you can feel into the wounds of her, where it's I don't want to talk about it, actually. There are some things that I just need to keep sacred, like just keep in myself. And that's one of them. So I'm sorry, I'm usually totally an open book, but there are certain things that like just need to fly under the radar for me, and they just need to be held really tight to the chest. And that's one of those that's still like really close to my heart. And there's tears that will come because it's really close. It's really close and really personal. But you can feel outside of just personal mom, Jane. So, but if there's nothing there right now, then there's nothing there. And to honor that, right? It might just be for you. It's just this like more love is opening up. More of the unconditional love is opening up. And that's beautiful and perfect. But just know that there are other mother energies that we can tap into. So can be ancestral mother, can be past life mother. We can carry all of that stuff. Can be collective mother, can be feeling into Gaia and some of those energetics. Okay. Wow. That was awesome, Jane. Thank you. I'm just looking at the time. Let's do 2 more questions. Sorry, that wasn't a question. Maybe we won't do any more questions. Oh, I'm loving all of your comments, ladies. Like, I'm just scrolling through this and you're just so beautiful. Okay. Can anyone suggest a guided meditation on this? I struggle with focus on emotional stuff surrounding my mother. I have a feeling, Fiona, that there are probably women who've left comments on that already. Guided meditation. There is something I can suggest. Hold on, I'm just looking at my computer for what I can suggest. There is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guided meditation. I don't know if it's free or if you have to buy this book, but I think it's Jane Houston, The Possible Human. And if I have got that wrong, someone correct that because I'm just reading off of notes. I've not read that, but a really trusted, beloved source gave that to me. So you can check that out. I do know the meditation that she does because I do that meditation or offer it in workshop spaces. And it's, you invoke or invite Great Mother. So remember when we were just doing this before, like she's behind you and you start to feel into the unconditional loving Great Mother and she's behind you. She holds you, right? So she's behind you. She has her arms wrapped around you in unconditional loving space. You then hold inner child. You hold your little one, you as little one, whatever age comes up, right? So now you have this beautiful infusion of unconditional Great Mother love. Her behind you, loving you as adult, then loving the inner child. That is a beautiful meditation, and there's probably different variations to search for, but I know that that's a really powerful one for a lot of women who come to rewilding workshops. Other really powerful meditations that we do in workshops is to lie on the earth and you can be held by Gaia that way. And then you can imagine little one. So a lot of those inner child type of meditations are really, really good. Okay, one more question. I'm sorry that I was singing. I don't know where that came from. I really just don't even have a filter sometimes. What would I put in the search bar when I'm Googling classes to attend that are in alignment with this work? Rewilding for women. Lord Sarah Jane, that's all I got for you. I don't know who does this work like this, right? Rewilding is this combination of tantric practices, shamanic practices, archetypal energies, depth work, psychology. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just this combination of everything. So that's really all I got for you, woman. Okay, with that, I want to say a huge thank you for all of you who turn up to the live streams. Huge welcome to all of you who this is maybe your first time listening, the first time being live or listening later. For those of you watching now, we leave the live stream up for 1 week and then that's it. So if you want to watch this again in the full length, do it within the next week before it gets scrapped. So we delete all of these videos. Little clips get taken for YouTube and an audio goes on the podcast. So you can access this on our podcast, but it's only audio version. And then that gets released like later on down the track. Other things to share with you is Inner Circle is always open. This month we are doing work with Ceres. So we are invoking Big Mama Ceres, Demeter, unconditional mother, and we're working with the eclipse energy. So there's a little bit of another piece going on with this eclipse, and there's a couple other pieces, but one of the big pieces is sexual wounding, and working with some of those lover archetypes who are on the South Node. So remember I talked about the past life and opening up to the gifts. So that's some of what we're doing in Inner Circle. That's open to anybody at any time. You can find that on the website. Just type in Inner Circle. Type in rewildingforwomen.com and you'll see Inner Circle up there. Other things that are coming up, there's 2 spots left in Colorado for next weekend. For anybody who wants to do there's 2. There's a couple spots for the men and women. So if you've got a man that you want to journey with or step into this work with, it's around the polarities of the masculine and feminine and the sacred union. So there's a couple of spots left. That's happening in Colorado. There are spots for both workshops in the UK. So Europe sisters, it's the only time we're coming to the UK. It's the only time we're coming to Europe this whole year. Australia, I think there's 3 spots left on the retreat. Oh, here's an announcement. This is a new one. This just happened like 3 days ago. We're doing a 2-day men and women's event in Australia. That's not posted yet. That's going to happen in April. So that one's not up yet. Mystery School. Oh, this is another really cool offer. I'm doing free Mystery School videos. So next week, when I have a little bit of time, after I kind of come down from the Sedona experience, which is still like reverberating through my system, I kind of stood and got like electrocuted for 3 days. It is intense there. Like that is a vortex of all vortexes. Holy smokes, was it wild. Loved it, but intense as heck and would so do it again. But what came out of that? We're doing the Mystery School videos. So anybody who's interested in what the heck is Mystery School? Like what is that? Why would I want to do that? A little bit around the practices of Mystery School, a little bit around the really out there journey, right? The big deep dive, all right, I'm ready to go in. Like I'm in. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to work with you one-on-one, Sabrina. So that's the only place I work one-on-one with anybody anymore is women who are in Mystery School. So it's a free video series though, and so I'll create some videos, we'll do some practices, I'll share some pretty intimate stuff about Mystery School, stuff that I'm not going to share anywhere else. They're not going public, not doing them in the Facebook group. It's only going to the women who signed up for that Mystery School video series, and you can do that on our website too. It's free. All you have to do is give us your email address so that we can send you the videos, and you want to do that before next week. Just so that you don't miss any of the videos. Okay, my gorgeous goddess friends, thank you for coming to Circle. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your hearts and your comments and your love and just creating this space, right? We get to do this every week. How good is this? Like we get to come together and do this every week. Like as much as I hate computers and I get really shitty about all of the electrical and the electronics, I'm like, we get to do this. Like how amazing is this? So huge love to you for co-creating this space, and have an amazing and fabulous week. I'm gonna go hide out. I'm getting a little Airbnb place out in the middle of nowhere for a little bit. So I'm gonna go do that and just be. I'm gonna go be in this wild eclipse energy and it feels like rewilding is doing a little something different. It feels like the work is changing or deepening or going higher, or there just feels there's more. So you can look forward to that too. I don't know what that looks like, but it's gonna be more, bigger, which sometimes I wonder, like, oh my God, seriously. Okay, I love you. I never want to leave. It's always so weird. I never want to shut this camera off because I enjoy being in circle with you all so much. Okay, that's it. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Mwah! Or maybe I'll see you in Inner Circle. Maybe I'll see you in Inner Circle today because new videos are going out today. Okay, I love you. Goodbye, my friends.